Right, welcome to this army update video for Orks. It's very excited about this one. I've been meaning to do this project for a long time and finally got it finished. It's taken absolutely ages to put these things together, but I have made a unit here of Ork Buggies. So we'll look them up in the codex here just to see how this Ork army is developing along. I think it's got to the stage where I'm sort of really happy with how this new list will be. It's sort of the final list, sort of the ultimate enhancement, I think, for them as the Orks have gradually developed on both of the channels. But just to look up Ork Buggies here. So they're fast attack. So what put me off from Ork Buggies for a long time is just the older models. The models are okay, but always they're sort of a generation behind other Ork releases. So it always had the intention of making conversions. So the way I went about mine was just simply went on Google, typed in Ork Buggies, and you can see all the amazing conversion work that people have done, all the different styles of conversions that you can do for Ork Buggies. I'm really just inspired by what other model makers and hobbyists have done. And it is great fun. Converting Orks is really good fun, and you can get away with it quite easily. It's an army that's sort of quite messy in their construction, so you're able to not have it perfect. It can look sort of disjointed and so on. That matches the Ork style, so it's perfect for doing conversion work. And if things aren't quite lined up perfectly and so on, it doesn't matter, because that's the way Orks are anyway. So it does fit in well with the Ork style. So I've made 5 buggies here. I've maxed the unit out. They're 25 points a time, and they come with twin-linked big shooters. I'm switching that out for twin-linked rocket launchers, which I think is one of the best shooting weapons that the Orks have. It's free of charge to do it. There's no points cost to do it. And I'm going to go for no other upgrades. So 25 points a vehicle, and then times 5. So 125 points gets me a pretty imposing looking unit, and I think they'll be pretty effective, even though they're a very cheap unit indeed. But fast attack option there. If you want to see the progress of the Orks, you can check out the army development video. I'm going to do a new one for this final Ork army. It's sort of the ultimate enhancement for them. You've seen lots of different battles take place with the Orks, and loads of feedback come from subscribers and so on. So I've made a final adjustment, which I think will make this Ork army as best I think that it will get, but we'll see. Still always room for improvement and changes, but you can check out that army development video. That's on the Plus channel, and there'll be advanced tactica as well for the Ork Buggies, and then also the other new unit which I'm doing for Orks, which is the Death Copters, which is another fast attack choice. Death Copters as well. There will be a unit of those in the new Ork army as well. So that's the way the army's changing. We'll take a look now at these Ork Buggies. We'll talk about how to put them together, just to give you an idea of how you can make your own conversions as well. Right, so I've gone for this is the first one. I've gone for a mixture of large and small, because I wanted a variety. It is Orks, it's nice to have variety. And just these custom made vehicles that the Orks have thrown together. Looted bits and different sizes to them. Just wanted to have that variety, and also the fact that I've seen different types of conversions that people have done, and I like different styles that people had come up with, so I wanted to sort of take an example of some of the good ones and then do them for my own unit. So this is the first one here. So this is actually an Ork truck kit, and then I'm going to zoom in a bit more so you can get a better view. Yeah, so just so you can see a bit closer. So an Ork truck kit, it's usually a 6-wheeler, and this was part of the plan, was to go for a 4-wheeler, so cut off the back end of the frame here. And that saved me 2 wheels, which I've then used. You'll see them being used for the other Ork Buggies, so it's sort of a money saving idea as well. So an Ork battle wagon usually comes to about here. Just cut off the back end there with the frame, stuck the wheels on as usual, but not having that back end to it, just there. And then for the plate that goes along the back, just cut that short and then use one of the panels and then just stuck that on, and that just ended it just there. So it's a stumpier version of the Ork Battle Wagon. Engine construction's the same. The cockpit here for the driver is pretty much the same. The exhaust coming out this frame, coming over the top of kept, and then gone for this configuration just along the front, just there. So a fair chunk of it's still the same as the Ork truck. What I've done is I bought 3 Ork truck kits, and then that worked out that I would be able to do 5 buggies with 4 wheels each, just by spreading the wheels out. You get 6 in each of these packs, 6 in each of these kits, and then so the spare wheels from it I used to make the other buggies. So it's a combination of those Ork trucks and then also some Defcopter models as well, which I'll go into a bit later on. So then on top, remember I'm going for the twin-linked rocket launcher configuration. Really struggled to find weaponry to match that here for the Orks, but looking through my Space Marine spare bits, that's the Cyclone missile launcher here from the Terminators, and then can put that together, put an Ork sight on top, and it makes total sense. The Orks have nicked it from somewhere. They've killed some Terminator for the Imperial Fists. They've ripped the weaponry off his back and they've used it as a twin-linked rocket launcher. That really fits really well. And then just with the Ork gunner here, it's the one that you get in the Ork truck kit, and then instead of the arm going on top of the big shooter, which comes out here as usual, I've just rested the arm on top here of the twin-linked rocket system just there. Built it up with some bits, added a plate here on the front from the Ork biker kit, and then just cut off the gun and instead just stuck it under there like the arm, so that he looks like he's moving it around. I'm able to swing it around on that axis just there. But I think that looks totally fine, looking pretty good. And then here, just some of the plates. You do get these with the Ork truck kit. I just use those to fill in gaps, open areas where you can see the feet and so on of the driver. You can just stick those plates on. Just done that just there, and done the same just around the other side there. So pretty happy with that. Just trying to think what else is different. Pretty much following along there the truck kit, just with those adjustments that I've shown. This mine here came from the Ork Boys kit, just there, and then some bullets. I just broke those up and then stuck them on just there, just to show there's been some Orks there dumping their stuff. Just add a bit of randomness to it there, and I think that just feels, didn't want it just neat and tidy, I wanted some stuff just dumped there. You could easily fit a stretcher in there perhaps. This one could carry a gut ripper off the battlefield if something happens to something. There is room for injured Orks perhaps there, but there he is. The amazing thing about these is they're 25 points a time, so they look so imposing, they look like there's so much to them, but they're just 25 points. But just to add something imposing here, just to fill out the Ork army for very low points costs indeed. So that's the first one. This is the larger ones I'm going to show you first. So I've got 2 large, 1 medium, and then 2 small buggies here, just to show you the different types that you can go for. So I was really inspired by that. This is an inspiration that came from images I found on Google. So there's that type there. Did a second one following the same kind of idea, but again looking pretty different. This is the second design. So again, exactly the same process, cutting off the truck kit just to there, so the back end with the extra 2 wheels is gone. Just went for the 4 wheels, and again that created another 2 spare wheels that I could use. And again, just built up the kit exactly the same. Cut off the long plate just short, cut on stuck on a different panel this time. This one had, in fact, no, it is the same panel here and here, but what I did with this one was just cut off the spikes that stick out, just to make it different. Cut them off carefully, those spikes. I then stuck some of the spare ones onto this bar here. So this is one of the bars that usually runs across the top, but I instead laid it flat and rested it on here, just to create like a bar to hold in the crew. Then a bar going across the top as normal. Then these plates here, which usually run at the back of the truck, I just brought them forward just to protect the driver, like they've up armoured him here. Again, some small plates just to protect just there. and then around here exactly the same, just a couple of small plates and then a bigger one, just encloses them in, just like more of an up armoured design. And then to match that theme, more armoured plates at the front. This is like the full set that you get with the Ork trucks. There's that plate there, this one, and then the bars here. The ram just there stuck on as well, just to make that one a bit more intimidating. There's no difference in the rules whatsoever, but just add a bit of variety. This plate here, which sat quite nicely on top of the engine, that is from the Ork Blitzer Bomber kit. Had that spare. Just cut some ends, some corners off here, just so that it sat on quite nicely. Had a bit of area to glue on, then just glued that on top of the engine block just there. And then so that just sits on there quite nicely. And then here, just that's the usual that goes over the front, that grille there, just to give some protection to the driver. Then this, usually where the big shooter goes, just here, I then added a couple of bits of just some spares here, and then mounted this. Now I think this comes from, this rocket here comes from the Storm Boys set, I believe. I could be wrong on that one, but that's where that part's come from. And just added in a longer part of a rocket just there. So this is the best I'd had. It was the last bits of rocket, anything that resembled rockets there. And there's two heads that looks like that's twin linked, so I think that works okay. And because of the length of it, I've put the gunner hanging out the back here. Just an Ork boy. He's got a pistol in one hand, and then use the arm that comes, again, that arm that rests usually on top of the big shooter. I've just done it holding onto the end of the rocket just there. And the arm was a bit wide, the gap, so there's a bit of green stuff in there just to mould that arm just into the torso just there, just so it all fits and there's no gap in between. So other than that, that's pretty much it. So that's the two larger types. 50 points there. So you're getting two big models there. Pretty intimidating. Imagine they're going to, yeah, they look more dangerous than they really are, but I still think they'd be a pretty effective unit. But that's those two. I'm going to show you a medium-sized one now, one that's sort of a cross between the smaller buggies that I've made, and then one that's not quite as big as this. I'll show you this one next. So this one, it's one of my favourites. It's like a half-track sort of hybrid here. So I have bought some Def Copters, so you can still get a hold of them. The sets that come from the Black Reach box set that came out a good few years ago now, but Games Workshop produced some plastic Def Copters, and they're amazing models. They're really nice. You can't get the box set anymore, but the models are available. You can find them on eBay, and they're sort of expensive to buy, not too bad, but you should still find a fair amount of them floating around. I bought a set of 8 of them on eBay, all as one purchase. 5 of them I used for my unit of Def Copters, and then I had 3 spare, which I've then used as the part of the bodywork for these 3 remaining Ork Buggies. So that's the Ork Def Copter there. Now these come twin-linked rockets. That suits the configuration that I'm going for with the buggies. You've got the driver there as well. It's just a case of cutting off some of these parts here and then using the core of the model with the weaponry as the basis for these remaining Ork Buggies. So this one's half painted, just putting the washers on him at the moment. Really looking forward to getting that unit done. So this is the sort of half-track idea. So you can see where I've cut off this top part, and the blades are all gone. The back part of the propeller's all gone. The skids underneath are gone. Just left the driver, or the pilot, and the weaponry, and sort of some of the core of the bodywork there left. So you can see that just on there. This is someone had painted these models, so these haven't been undercoated yet. I'm going to spray them silver and then follow along the same process that I usually use for Orks. Just to mention painting tutorials, there's a full painting tutorial for Orks here on the channel, so I use that technique for here. And then for vehicles, for things like this, there is an in-depth painting tutorial available on the Plus channel, where I show you from start to finish how you can paint the Ork vehicles using that technique, and you can apply it to this type of model here. But you can see is the bodywork there. You can see it for the Defcopter. There's the weaponry, so my twin linked rockets, that issue is sorted out. There's the pilot, and for this one I think an arm was missing here, so what I did was took a spare end from an Ork biker kit and stuck that on, and then with the spare arm I just put a grenade. That's a from the Ork Boys set, I think, or it could be from the bikers, but he's holding a grenade just there. That arm, that fits perfectly with that. Spare banner here, I think that's from the Ork bikers set. Then I made this plate here on top, using green stuff here. There's a lot of green stuff inside here, and that was good for sticking stuff into. So this plate here is from the Ork Flyer kit, Blitzer bomber. Then here it's just a spare Ork plate just there. I think that is from the Ork truck kit. And these exhausts here, that's from the Ork Flyer. So there's one there, and then I matched it on the other side like so, then just drilled out the ends to add some extra exhaust. And then this endy part here is from the Ork. I could be wrong here. This is either Ork Flyer or it could be from Stormtan spares actually, so that could be taken from the Space Marines, that one. But again, there's green stuff behind there, stuck it on, and then with the green stuff here just stuck this in and that in, and that's very helpful. You can see some of the green stuff showing through just there, but that came together quite good. It's this sort of super engine he's got here. These plates that you can see, just to go over the tracks, plate here and plate there. And then this barrel as well, that has all come from the Ork truck kit. And then from the Ork Storm Boys, just this little grot here. I liked him, he's in a sitting sort of position, so he's able to sit on the edge, and then he's holding a grenade as well, which I think matches perfectly with what the other driver is doing. So they're copying each other here, driving past, chucking grenades as they go, which I think is really cool. The framework is from the Ork truck again. This time 2 wheels put on front, and then for tracks, because I didn't have enough wheels available, so I went for 2 wheels. The ram just fitted on here at the front, and then for the tracks, these are the actual track links, are just from an Imperial Guard battle tank kit, so Lehman Russ. And then I took one of these panels here, spare from an Ork truck kit, rounded the corners off, and then stuck the Ork tracks running all the way around, and then an extra plate as well. This plate came from this plate here that you get, that goes on the front of the Ork trucks. I had a couple of spare ones of those, so I cut off this part here, and actually you can see them that stick in just here, and then round the other side just there as well. And then the Ork links just go all the way around like that, and I think that's looks pretty effective there for Ork half track sort of design. That stuck on quite straightforward. The setup there was for the 2 wheels, so I just left that as it was, just cut that off flat, put another plate inside just to fill it out, and then just stuck those on, and they seem to have gone on pretty good just there. But really happy with how it's come out. Pretty unique design, this one. This is sort of one I made up. I haven't seen this design done online. Just sort of made this up as I went along, trying to use up the different bits that are available. Pretty happy. Yeah, it works quite well, that one. There's the twin linked rockets just there at the front, so that's that design there. So this one's a medium one, so he's not as big as the ones that are based on the Ork truck, but he's not as small as the last 2 that I'm going to show you, so looking pretty cool. Right, so next one, these are the smaller ones. This one's the smallest. I'll show you the next one in a moment, but here he is. Looks like so. So for him, same again, the Ork Defcopter just cut down here, just to keep the main body, driver, and then the rocket system at the front. Just going to zoom in a bit closer so you can see the detail here. Again, this is all partly painted. This is where the previous owner of these Defcopters had started painting them, so I haven't undercoated these yet. So, Ork Pilot. Now this one was difficult because the owner had lost the handlebars for this particular model, and had just used a piece of normal kit, sort of sprue rod across there. It didn't look too good. So what I did is I looked around in my bits box, found some spare arms for Ork bikers, so I knew that the two ends were sorted out. Then used the bar from the kit, just a piece of sprue to join them together. And then here, this is just a spare part here from an Ork truck kit, just inserted just there, and I think I get away with it okay. It doesn't look too bad. I think once that's painted up, that's not too bad going. Just put a couple of shoulder pads over there. This Ork heraldry here is from the Ork Meganob kit, I believe. So this is the parts that usually go on top of the Ork Meganob armour. That just stuck on there quite nicely. There's some spare gas canisters there. That's from the Ork truck kit that usually goes on the engine deck. There's a plate there just to fill in a hole. This whole part here I used from a Morkanaut gun I haven't used. Just half of it there, trimmed down, and then just stuck that on the back, and that's gone together quite well. Just filling in some gaps with some green stuff. And then the exhausts here that you can see stuck on quite nicely, and that comes from the Ork truck kit just there. I thought it looked quite good on this biker, like so. So really happy with how this one came out. This is the smallest one, so I used 4 small wheels from the Ork truck kit. Underneath, you can see, just use a rod here from the sprue, cut to the right size, and then just use green stuff here with super glue to help to glue those in here and here, here and here. These did take a long time to put together. You're gradually trying to figure out how to work it. Usually I would cut off, have the bodywork here from the Ork Defcopter, get the wheels sorted out and glued on and sprued, and then just leave it overnight to let it all dry, and then later on start adding on the other accessories on top. It was very fiddly when these were loose and still drying, so usually I did the main body, stuck the wheels on once I was happy with that and they were solid and dry, and then added on the extras like these arms and the extra bits here later on. But there he is, to show you a size comparison. So there's this one, and then there's this one just there, so there's some difference in size, like so. But I mean, that's a true Ork buggy, and then this one's borderline buggy slash Ork truck. You know, I think you could possibly even get away with using that as an Ork truck in a game. You know, twin lit rocket, you can still do that, still an option. It's just a stubbier, shorter version, but happy to use these as buggies just there. But really, really cool. I mentioned these flying around the table, fast vehicles moving along quick. They've got the ability to outflank as well, so they're pretty cool. And then their weaponry is actually decent as well. So that's that one. Just look around to see if there's anything else. Yeah, this part on top here, this dome just there, is actually part of the Ork Defcopter kit. It's this dome just here, cut off and trimmed, and then stuck on top. So you lay out all your bits. Really, the way you put it together is you have a pretty good idea that the structure of it, you've got help with the main bodywork of the Defcopter there, so that's what really helped those out. Then the main bodywork came from the Ork truck kit as well, so that's the main core of it sorted out, and that really helps. Then you can just add on the extra bits after that. So you know, the wheels and so on, and gradually build it up. And then to finish off things where you've got gaps and so on, you just look around your bits box. For Orks, you just lay out all the bits, and you just look around for bits that might fit. It takes ages, but gradually you find bits that fit nicely, and you just sort of make it up as you go along and just throw it together and it comes out. I think these have come out pretty good. I'm going to show you the last one. I'm saving it till last because I have actually painted one of these and finished one. So what you're going to see now is a finished article here. So there he is, an Ork buggy. So similar to the previous, but larger wheels for this one, These are the 4 remaining wheels that I used. So now it's all put together and painted up. It's actually come together pretty good. Just there, and again you can see underneath. So bodywork here from the Ork Dev Copter. Sprue rods just across here to join up these wheels, like so. These fenders here, which fitted on really nice, are actually these skids that I cut off from the bottom of the Ork Dev Copter. You see those? Just turn them up the other way and then just use them as fenders here to go on this Ork buggy. I think this part here, it's hard to identify the different parts now because it's all painted up, which is the whole point, it's a good thing. But there's parts here from, I can see this panel here, this part and this pipe, that is actually from an Ork Looter kit. There's a heavy flamer part just there for Scorcher. I think that's from the Kilocans kit. This part here, this panel on top, that is from the Ork Flyer kit just there. This little grot here dangling from this, you recognise that, that's from the Ork Bikers set. I just thought he fitted really well on top there. And then that's the whole bodywork and pilot from the Ork Dev Copter. The wheels just stuck on. There's a plate there just I've used from the Ork truck as well, but it's all come together pretty good. And then just applied that painting technique that you see in the painting tutorials on the regular channel here, and then on the Plus channel also. Just that technique has been used to paint this Ork buggy up. There it is, that's the finished one. I really look forward to getting the other 4 painted up as well. I hope the video is an inspiration for you. It gives you an update as well as to the Ork army progress. It's been heavy on Orks at the moment, just as it's been a real theme that I've kept going, just trying to enhance and get the army looking really good. But pretty much I think coming to a conclusion with the Orks now, and putting together an army, I think that's about as good as they're going to get, but we'll have to see. But I think these Ork buggies are going to be a valuable addition to the Ork army and the Ork Dev Copters as well. And hopefully it'll be an Ork army that can take on the best of the other armies that are on both of the channels. So I'll zoom out now so you can take a look at all 5 of these buggies together. So there they are. Do them in size order. So smaller one there, that one, then this half track, and then the 2 Ork trucks like so. I mean, what a unit. Really look forward to getting them painted up. What's amazing about this is just 125 points, so very, very cheap. There's 5 twin-linked Strength 8 AP3 rockets in there, so I think they'll pack a mean punch as well. You know, real good ability to take on. I think twin-linked is one of the Ork secret weapons. You know, BS2 is not very good, but twin-linked, all of a sudden, your firepower can be pretty accurate. And Strength 8, they'll be able to take on pretty much any vehicle. So, over the speed as well, morale's not going to be an issue. They've got vehicles, they're not going to run away. And then the opponent, say he fires a laser cannon through, you know, great weapon, high powered weapon, destroys one of these things, it's just 25 points lost. Still got 4 left. See that as a big advantage compared to a Gorkanaut. You know, laser cannon comes through, detonates it, you've lost all the points. But with these, to get rid of them, you have to work your way through 10 whole points in total. There's the Dev Copter. There, that was part of the inspiration for these ones here. But again, it was just looking at images on Google. If you type up Ork Buggies on Google and look through that, you'll soon see all the different styles. There's styles that I haven't matched here. There's different types, different ways of going about putting Ork Buggies together. But really encourage you to do it. Doing conversion work for Orks is really good fun. It is time consuming, but you can come up with some great combinations here just by using up your spare bits, or using kits and just manipulating them to fit in with this Ork unit type. So there it is, 5 Ork Buggies. Keep a look out for them in this new Ork army coming soon, hopefully. Advanced Tactica for them will be on the Plus channel. If you want to look into the Ork army and see how it's developing, and even have your own say as to how the army will end up looking the final army list, then on the Plus channel is the army development video, where I'll be proposing the final Ork list, and then you can leave your own comments and feedback and even have your own say and have an impact on the final Ork list just there. But I think it will be a decent Ork army, and hopefully one that will be able to bring defeat to some of the higher level armies on the channel. I'd love the Orks to be able to beat the Necrons, that would be good. Take on the Tau and even dethrone the Eldar as well. Maybe these Ork Buggies will help in that attempt, but we'll have to see. That's the video for Ork Buggies and the update for this Ork army. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time.